Hello, everyone. This is Miss Danica, your guidance associate. Now, this will be our first session for the Homeroom Guidance Module 1. Our topic will be taking responsibility in making my vision a reality. Now, this is already a preparation for you as you choose what career path would you like in the future. Okay, so now let's start. For our objectives, at the end of this module, you are expected to identify one's short and long term goals in relation to your chosen senior high school track and strand, and to prepare steps in attaining one's short and long term goals, again in relation to your chosen senior high school track and strand. And lastly, appreciate the importance of having short term and long term goals in relation to your senior high school track and strand. Now, this is a preparation because later on you will choose what course you would like to take. And then after choosing, maybe some of you will have confusions. Now, it is already a big help that we have the homeroom guidance. Now, for our introduction, nowadays, teenagers are struggling with identifying what they truly want to pursue for their future. The future is unknown, and many young students experience confusion and indecision, changing their minds along the journey. Actually, that's true. There are so many students in college, especially during their first and second year in college, they realize that that course is not actually for them. They realize that they are not happy anymore and they are really struggling academically speaking as well. They feel so pressured about it. Now, in order to not become like them, being indecisive with choosing the career, we will help you, we will guide you with that one. So always go back to your inner core. First of all, identify your strengths and identify your weaknesses. When you identify your strengths, take it into your advantage and then improve it more because it will really help you to what career path that you would like to do that will make you happy, will make you satisfied. Now, if you have your weaknesses, improve as well. Turn that weaknesses into your advantage, into your positive being by improving more, by focusing on that weaknesses, and then trying to do something to help you with cope, coping. Okay, there will always be coping mechanism for that. Now, for our content, according to the goal setting theory, the more difficult and specific goal is, the harder people tend to work to achieve it. A classic example would be to say, concentrate on beating your best next time, rather than simply saying, do your best next time. Of course, in the goal setting theory, it implies that when you have the more difficult goal, and you achieve it, the greater the feeling of happiness. Okay, the better the self fulfillment. So we have here in the next slide, because challenging goals are more motivating than easier ones, the feelings of accomplishment are greater. Of course, that's true. When you have a harder goal and then you achieve that very hard goal that you think would be impossible to do so, the greater the feeling of happiness, the greater the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction. Let me give you an example. Like, for example, in college, as you graduated with flying colors, specifically being a summa cum laude. Oh, I know that some of you are expecting to be like that. That's actually good. Expecting to become a summa cum laude. But then, that is a harder goal. That's true. That's reality. It is a harder goal because you have to excel from the others. You have to prove yourself that you are really capable enough of achieving that. You have to work harder from the others. You have um, more pull nighters than the others. So You have a big eye bags already because of studying really late at night. But then, the greater the accomplishment when you achieve it. Imagine achieving a harder goal like that and then graduating with flying colors. It will remain in your identity as you graduated. It will already be in your name. You will be well known for being a good student. And then you will also be acknowledged when you apply for a job in the future. There are so many companies out there who will looking out for you, especially when you send or upload your resume in the LinkedIn or any other platforms or websites that are hiring. It can really help you to have a positive edge than the others. And that's a good sign. That is what goal setting implies. You have to set goals where you can achieve, you are motivated, and then the higher the accomplishment. Now, goal setting is a powerful process of thinking about your ideal future, whether it is tomorrow, next month, or within the next 5 or 10 years. I know that every one of you have this goal setting process or method. Who among you here does not have any goal? No one, right? All of you have goals. That's why you are here. You are studying at Don Bosco because you would like to have a quality education. And then after that, apply it in the future as well. You would like to achieve your full potential. Now, what is really a goal? What is the definition of goal? Goal is one's desired outcome for the future. So basically, it is a target. It is an objective. It is something that you would like to achieve in the future. You have a desire, you have the aspiration. So you would like to set that goal in order to achieve in the future. But then, there are two types of goals. Let's start with the short term goals and the long term goals. So let's differentiate the two. For the short term goals, refer to smaller targets that you need to set, which will help you to reach your long term goals. This can be achieved in 3 months to a year. So basically, in short term goals, from the word short, you have shorter duration. You can actually achieve it very fast than the long term goals. But then, it is more specific, more detailed. How about the long term goals? So, long term goals refer to your ultimate goals, the ones that, when reached, will make you feel satisfied with your life choices and efforts. It can be achieved in the period of a year or longer. Now, in long term goals, it is the opposite, of course, of the short term goals because you have to expect longer time in preparation for it. But then it is really worth it. Long term goals and short term goals. For the short term goals, very specific. For the long term goals, general of what you would like to do in the future. Now, let's take a look in the example in the next slide. So, you have here, for example, you would like to become a doctor. And becoming a doctor someday is a long term goal. But then, how can you achieve that long term goal? You have to set a short term goal, of course. For the short term goal, in order to become a doctor, you have to excel in science subject. Take up the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics strand in senior high school, and then many more. Other options or other short-term goals would be studying really hard in every subjects. And of course, trying to excel not only in the senior high school but as well in college in order to achieve that long-term goal of becoming a doctor. Okay, do you realize what I mean? Do you got what I mean? In long-term goals, very general. In short-term goal, very specific of what you want to do in order to achieve the long-term goal. Another example would be becoming a teacher. So if you would like to become a teacher, you have to study hard first in your short-term goal. You have to really pass the exam. You have to focus. and you have to improve your talking, your socialization skills or communication skills, because that is really important when you want to become a teacher. And that is the short term goal in order to achieve the long term goal. Okay, so now let's have here in the next slide the different types or forms in order to achieve the goal. Before, we are using SMART. So, what is the meaning from the SMART acronym? S for specific. So, you have to have a specific goal. Measurable, meaning you can observe that goal because it is visible, it is observable. A for attainable. It is attainable because there is specific duration and limitation. Realistic because it stays grounded on the reality. And then timely, meaning it is still on time. It is based on what we are experiencing right now in our current situation. But then, that SMART goal is not applicable to our generation. So instead of using this one, they change it to clear goal. Now, what is the meaning behind the clear acronym? Let's start with C. C is for collaborative. In order to achieve a goal, you cannot do it alone. Admit it or not, no man is an island. Am I right? Of course, yes. No man is an island. You cannot live alone. You have to collaborate with others. You have to collaborate with your classmates in order to achieve, for example, your project. In order to finish your project, you have to collaborate with your team. Now, L for limited. Limited in a sense that there is specific scope and limitation only. You cannot go over from one topic to another. There should be a limit. There should be a time. There should be a deadline. Okay? E for emotional. Why do you have to be emotional when achieving a goal or when setting a goal? Of course, you have to be passionate. That is what it means. You have to pour out all your efforts, all your emotions into something. You have to love what you do in order to achieve a positive result. Because if you do not love what you do, then you defeat the purpose of making it anyway. Another one, A for appreciable. Appreciable in a sense that you have to take that opportunity to accept that this goal or what you are doing is actually for your future. And lastly, R for refinable. Of course, every goal must be adjusted according to situation. Maybe it is not applicable to your current situation, then try to adjust what is actually applicable for your current situation. Okay? So now I hope you know and you already differentiate the difference between SMART and clear goal. Now, this time we have 5 principles of goal setting. When you are setting a clear goal, you have to achieve clarity. Of course, if you don't have clarity, you are not clear with the outcome or what you would like to do in the future, then that's useless. The very fundamental thing to do is to really apply the learnings that you have from the previous experiences. And of course, you have to set your goals straight. Focus, stay focused. Another one, challenge. You have to accept challenges. You will never grow if you will not accept any challenges for the future. As you overcome that challenge, you will grow, you will learn, and of course, you have more experiences than the others, and that's your edge as well. Now, another one, commitment. There are so many adults that are already tired of what they are doing, especially in their career. And then what happened is that they resigned. In order to not resign in the career that you are once passionate, you really have to love what you are doing. You really have to go back to your inner core again, being committed. You have to be happy in what you do. Another one, feedback. Of course, when you are setting a goal, especially the clear goal, you have to receive feedback from the others. You should not only listen to yourself. You have to receive criticisms, constructive criticism to be exact, in order to improve more and in order to become a better person. And lastly, task complexity. So it depends on the complex task that you are receiving. But then, every task, no matter how hard it is, as long as you have determination, you can actually go and overcome the things that you did not expect to occur. Now, this time, in order to leave you a positive idea of what we have discussed, how can you turn your vision into reality? Of course, you need to set a lot of time. You really need to have a time for it. Sit down, list your goals from short term to long term in order to know what are the steps that you would like to do. You have to set your goals clearly. And then, of course, you have to set your goals one step at a time. You cannot achieve it in one setting, in one duration. It needs to have a specific time and duration for each goals that you would like to achieve. Another one, determination. As long as you have determination, you can achieve what you want to do in life. Always go back to your positive traits. What you would like to do. What are your edge from the others? What are the positive traits within you? And take it into your full advantage. It will really help you to grow in the career that you want to do in the future. As long as you're happy, as long as it is also aligned with your personality. Another one, believe. Of course, you cannot turn your vision into reality if you do not believe in yourself. Do you believe in yourself, senior high school students? Of course, yes. If you will answer no, go outside. Just kidding. Anyways, you have to believe in yourself. You really have to trust yourself because that is the basic rule. You have to believe in order for others to believe you. How can others believe you when you are actually not trusting your own self? And lastly, have faith. You cannot just faith, you cannot have faith just only within yourself, but then have faith with God. Always surrender everything to Him. Every specific goals, the long-term goal and the short-term goals, always surrender it to Him. Because in every way, in every obstacles that will come into your way, He will help you, He will guide you, and then what's meant for you will always come back to you. I hope that you have learned in our first session, and then for your first activity or worksheets, so please be guided to write your names at the upper right corner of the answer sheet. And now I will leave you with this first session, and I know that this will help you to really achieve what you want to do in life. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.